Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is a look at the Cancer full moon lunar eclipse that is coming up. This is a penumbral lunar eclipse. So last time we experienced a partial lunar eclipse. This is going to be the full lunar eclipse here in Cancer. Huge release point that we are seeing here. And as you can see, the sun in this tight squeeze of this huge stellium here in Capricorn that has been building. We've been talking a lot about this as Saturn and Pluto is coming up to this conjunction point, which we will see on January 12th. So this is January 10th, so we are a couple days away from this major conjunction. By the way, if you have not checked out the video for the Saturn Pluto conjunction, go ahead and check that out. This is a major aspect that is coming up, a major shift as far as the way that we are transforming and building up new structures and positions in our life. So this is a huge conjunction that's coming up, a once in a lifetime conjunction. So go ahead and check that out. But we are looking at the moon exactly opposite the sun, right? So the sun and the moon are always opposite at a full moon. This full moon is a huge deal as it is a penumbral lunar eclipse. Major release point. We are caught in this eclipse season currently, which is always a weird time of needing to go through shifts and transitions, making major life decisions. And so this solar eclipse started off this eclipse season in Capricorn on Christmas, which was this starting point to make a major shift, a new beginning, stepping into something new in your life. And it's coming to this major release point with this lunar eclipse in Cancer, which Cancer dealing with home, the connection, very emotional about what emotionally fulfills you. And what is this divine connection that we are moving into? This lunar eclipse happening in the sign where we see the North Node at. And of course, before we get to this lunar eclipse, the moon is going to pass over the North Node. And so this North Node is majorly highlighted in this lunar eclipse as the North Node is trying to bring us to this divine emotional connection that is fulfilling, that serves us on a soul level. This is about our emotional needs and what is fulfilling, bringing us to this major destiny point. And of course, we're going to come out of this destiny point in May when the North Node shifts back into Gemini. And so we're at this major point that has been building for a while now with this North Node in Cancer moving us, pushing us towards this destiny point of connection, of emotional fulfillment, of what is in our surroundings, what makes us feel secure, what do we need in our lives to be fulfilled completely on this divine emotional level. And majorly, this North Node is in aspects over to Jupiter and Capricorn, which is this story that we're in now, where Jupiter and Capricorn wants us to open major doorways in our life by crossing the finish line. So this is all about stepping into this higher position, this higher role in your life, going for the things that you'd like to accomplish. This is taking your dreams and turning it into a reality. And there's a whole bunch of reality here as we have this major stellium in Capricorn, major lessons about being in reality and coming up with a practical strategy, a practical plan to accomplish your goals. Very realistic time that we are in, which is very controversial in the spiritual community as we're talking about intentions and hopes and wishes and dreams. There's something big about this moment now where the universe is pulling us more into this physical reality, into the physical responsibilities that need to be taken care of in our lives. So, kind of pushing us away from this whole idea of connecting to something spiritual, something higher, moving away from the physical. This is actually pushing us towards the physical and towards what is practical on this actual physical plane. And we're seeing that majorly with Uranus and Taurus. Of course, Uranus is going to be hours away from coming direct on this lunar eclipse. And that is no coincidence, as Uranus is in this space of Taurus, which is very much connected to the physical senses. What is physically pleasing? What are our physical needs? Our security, finances, relationships, all of these physical things on this physical plane that need to be dealt with. This is where Uranus is, and Uranus is our collective consciousness. Uranus is here to elevate us, to take us higher. And it has been in this retrograde phase in Taurus for a while now, breaking down these old relationships, these old values, these old systems, these old belief systems that we have connected ourselves to. And it has been breaking down these structures, bringing us to this point of elevating, going higher, moving into relationships and values and belief systems and structures and foundations in our life that actually benefit and support us on a soul level. So this is huge, as we're seeing all of this physical energy, very practical about taking care of things on this physical plane, very different from what we've seen throughout 2019 about these experiences through the number 3 year of hopes and wishes and dreams. We saw a lot of what was possible, of what is beneficial to us, and now it's time to take the steps to integrate that into our lives here in 2020. So this is a very realistic, very physical year about what is logical, what is practical, what is reasonable, what makes sense, what serves us in our lives. And a lot of confusion, a lot of deception, a lot of illusion with Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces trying to remind us of the spiritual, of what is beautiful, trying to break those physical boundaries. But don't get too lost, don't get too detached with this Neptune and Pisces energy. As remember that we have this huge Capricorn stellium trying to remind us of coming back into this physical plane. Now, Venus is in Aquarius, very much in mutual reception, as Venus would rather be in Taurus and Uranus would rather be in Aquarius. Very similar lesson, though, as we're looking at relationships evolving, going higher, connecting to what actually serves us and benefits us on the highest degree. So this is a major shift in the way that we're looking at relationships and the things that we value in our lives. This is huge, as Venus is in this position where Venus is going to shift into Pisces, into its exalted position, where Pisces is trying to dissolve the physical boundaries, trying to merge with something beautiful, something higher, something magical. And Venus very much swept away in Pisces in this romantic fantasy land of connecting to divine love and devotion. Again, Venus is going to cross over Neptune, so don't get too lost, too confused, too detached from what is physical, from what makes sense. But as Venus shifts into Pisces, it's going to show us what is beautiful as far as relationships, as far as values, as far as the belief systems, as far as everything that we hold on to in this physical reality, shifting very much into a higher degree, a higher level. And we talked about this in the last video. Mars is here in Sagittarius, where it's time to adventure out. It's time to take opportunities to go bigger, to go after what you want. And you have the tools to do this with all of this Capricorn, right? We have Jupiter, the Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node all in Capricorn, with these physical tools and resources that we can use in our lives to create this new story, this new possibility. And this is Mars and Sagittarius driving us, pushing us to create opportunities, to create new stories in our lives. And it is an aspect to Uranus and Taurus, to this North Node in Cancer. And so this is big about our destiny and what is elevating us, taking us higher as far as relationships, as far as our values, our foundation in life. And so this is a big moment of seizing opportunities and pushing forward for what you want in life. Of course, this is major as Mars is going to spend a great deal of time in Aries in its home sign. However, it's going to go retrograde. And so this is sort of the last major fire energy that Mars is going to be in, giving you this passion, this enthusiasm to go after what you want, as Mars is going to be in a very challenging position in its home sign and retrograde later this year. And of course, before that, it's going to go through Pisces, another challenging position for Mars. As Mars is looking for direction, it's looking for drive, for passion. Pisces, a little confusing to Mars, getting a little lost and swept away by the fantasy and the dreams and the illusions. And so Mars is going to be most happy here in Sag, in Capricorn, in its exalted position, and of course in Aquarius. And so this first half of the year, you're going to want to utilize this Mars energy to go after what you were passionate, what you were driven about, because it is going to spend a great deal of time in a very challenging position between Pisces and in between going retrograde in Aries. So a lot going on there. But this is the major story that we are in now. As we're dealing more with reality, we're dealing more with what elevates us, takes us to a higher level. A lot of truths, a lot of reality coming to light now about what serves us in our lives, about where we are headed as far as destiny, and about what we need to work on and build and create, and creating this new story, this new plan of where life is going to go now as we're in a master number 22 year, the master builder. So what story are you going to build for yourself? What life are you creating? What opportunities are you going to invest in this new year here as Jupiter, this new story, this new vision, this new opportunity, this new plan is in Capricorn, about climbing to the top, finishing the race, getting to that highest position, and dealing a lot with authority, dealing a lot with career, about what is your legacy, what is your reputation, what are you taking on in life. And so this is your time to climb to your highest position. This is your time to claim the life that you want and how you want it to look, with all of this practical energy that you can utilize to create the life and the story that you want to live in for yourself. So that is your horoscope for this Cancer Penumbral Lunar Eclipse coming up on January 10th here, with this major build up to this Uranus direct, pushing us forward into what elevates us, into what takes us higher, and of course moving us to this major intense moment of this Pluto-Saturn conjunction on January 12th. So major things happening here as we're seeing this intense buildup of Capricorn coming into your destiny, coming into your role in life and what you want your life to look like. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. And I will see you all in the next video.